Well, on the rare occasions that owners are held accountable, they can either take to heart the constructive criticism lobbied their way, or they can attack the messenger. What a shock that Woody Johnson's reaction to the NFLPA survey that gave him an F would be it's bogus. Isn't that exactly what you would expect someone who got an F to say?
Well, when you get an F, you usually fight back a little bit, have some things. It can hurt your ego, and I'm sure it did for Woody Johnson. I think he's got, some pride in how his organization is viewed. They have one of the greatest facilities in football. I know you've never been there. I've been there a few times. I mean, it's incredible. So
he got the F, not the facility.
I know.
He got the F.
But he's responsible
Woody
for that.
F. Johnson.
Yeah, I don't know what his middle name is, and maybe
it's F.
It's F. But what is his claims here? That he's kind of fighting back about the process of how it goes about.
Bogus report.
Right.
My first thought is it's totally bogus. And Art Rooney has said that. The Steelers owner got low marks, and he said, well, we don't regard this as a real assessment because they share it with the media. They don't give it to us. Well, so what? See, here's the thing. There is no way to truly hold owners accountable unless something happens that results in a Mary Jo White investigation and one thing leads to another and you're forced to sell the team. There's no way to truly hold an owner accountable. This grading process is the only way to do it, so they'll reject it because it is the only thing that sticks. So you can either acknowledge it, like Clark Hunt got low grades, and he said, hey, we're going to take this to heart. We're going to take a look at what we're doing here. That's the smart thing to do. Unless you can properly attack the methodology, you just have to accept it. I think for a union that lacks the will to go on strike, lacks the will to take a lockout, is never going to miss a game check, and I get it. I understand why football players wouldn't want to do it. It's genius that they've done this, because it is the best tool they've ever had to fight back against ineptitude.
I don't disagree with that, right.
And I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised by Woody Johnson's reaction.
No, I
dysfunctional teams do dysfunctional things, and the dysfunction starts at the top of the organization, and that's where it starts with Woody Johnson.
I get you. Listen, there's a lot going on there right now. And we know, right, new coach, right, new quarterback, Aaron Rodgers done. See you later. There's buyouts from a number
170
of
employees of 250, 170 were offered buyouts.
I don't know. Obviously, there's something organizationally here where maybe they want a cleansing to a degree and get a new culture in there. Maybe they do feel like you brought up before, Aaron Rodgers, and there's too many leaks and people in the building that are just toxic. I don't really know. But, yeah, it's an F. And I agree with you that it is a good tool to have to hold owners accountable. The only thing I'll say, too, to defend Woody Johnson here is, though, it can get personal. And that's where it's not always fair in the grade, right? Oh, I'm taking a survey about if I like the owner, and it's 7 days after he just fired our coach when we were about to be in first place of the AFC East. That can affect
Don't fire the coach.
I know.
Fire the coach.
I know.
7 days before you're about to be in first place in the AFC East.
I hear you. But
that's a tangible example of dysfunction.
That can anger somebody and make it personal, even though Woody Johnson maybe has done everything to make the team feel good and support them. Good food, all of that. He makes a decision that I'm not agreeing with. I know that was a bad decision, but I'm just saying that is a way that a player could go, wait, he's been awesome. Oh, but he did that.
Wait.
Screw him.
Let's broaden the lens.
Right.
For how long now have the Jets been caca? How long's it been?
A long time.
Has it been the entire time that Woody Johnson's owned the team?
Not the
except
entire,
for the AFC Championship appearances, back-to-back years, right? They did that.
Right.
Was it one or was it two?
It was 2 years in a row.
And then it all fell apart.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of leaned into the Rex Ryan era, and it kind of changed him a little bit. But for the most part, he's the common link. He's the common denominator. He's the common thread. The dysfunction starts at the top. Bad teams stay bad. The Jets have continued to be one of the teams you don't have to worry about. You got 10 teams you have to worry about, 10 teams you don't, and then the group in the middle that can go either way depending upon the coach, the quarterback, whatever. And the Jets have been a team you don't have to worry about for a long time. They've been to the playoffs in 15 years now.
No, there's a lot of issues. I know.
And it does all start at the top. Yep. And you've got to own that if you're the owner. I just think there's a better way to deal with this than to call it bogus. We're trying to understand why it happened. Is it reliable? Is it a true reflection of what I give to these players? I don't believe so. I think other factors may have motivated the outcome here. But I'm going to take a careful look at it and try to understand it. I want to know why a player would be motivated to give me an F.
Right.
That's a better way to deal with it. To just write it off as bogus and just, it's so much a reflection of all the shit we hear nowadays. If there's something that's said about you don't like, it's fake, or that person's corrupt, or that person isn't doing their job well. You attack that person instead of acknowledging the message. Attack the messenger and ignore the message. We see that all the time, and it gets old.
Yeah, I understand that. You're right. You don't want excuses. That's usually not how a good organization works. Certainly there's definitely a way he could have maybe been more tactful.
Close
exactly.
enough.
I was getting close. Exactly.
Well, look at his friends.
And how he could have handled the situation.
That explains plenty.
So yeah. But as we know, hey, owners too. Yeah. Again, I do think it's important to them. I think they are competitive a little bit, and you could see that just by a few things we've talked about today. That this stuff means something to them, and it does.
My point's very simple. The fact that he reacted the way he did proves why he got out.
Yeah.
It's no surprise now. It validates it.
Yeah.
It's an accurate F. We don't need to regrade. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.